Boom, 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 boom. We are now live again. I'm sorry for that. That was that was an incredible screw up on the first one. So sorry about that. This is the official kickoff to the show, and it's actually, well, I guess it's good, as I want to keep it short tonight anyway, because as I was mentioning, I've just been on cold meds, which have just made me incredibly drowsy. I've been sleeping for the last couple of hours. And as such, I did not have my stuff together when I set that up before, so I'm sorry about the trouble there. Demaster, the thumbnail is now on the video as well as displaying in the background behind me. Thank you for getting that to me 2 minutes before the show. In my enthusiasm to get it going, I kind of got distracted and everything came out kind of crap. But here you go, that's what you come here for. It's always looking, yeah, and by the way, Jenna Marbles always looks kind of crap. Like, she doesn't quite look like she used to. Well, I guess she's becoming more normal, which is perhaps a good thing. But yeah, I've kind of noticed that myself. That said, Jenna Marbles is coming to Japan. I guess this is one of the things I'm going to talk about. But before I get into that, I do want to say hello to all you guys. Thank you for coming back anyway, and let me come and say hello to you guys. That's how I want to spend the first 5 minutes. And also, while I'm doing that, I want to, see if this avoids any more stupid stuff I shouldn't be displaying. Let's, legs and socks, there we go. That does show stuff I didn't want to show. Let's go through. What's some music I can play here in the background while we got this. It's Sunday night. I don't care. Let's play an old one. In fact, let's go for Non-Biddy Sunday. I don't even remember what that one sounds like. So play some background music. And get back to the good stuff. Let me just check what that sounds like. I don't even really remember. That's nice. Okay, so in terms of who have we got in the house with us tonight, we have Raz Al Ghul is in here first, as always, and thank you for that. And yes, from Braveheart, the background graphic. Hemingford Grey 62, thank you for joining tonight. Good to have you back. And Robert 1967 in Canada, thank you for the warnings and the notices and all that sort of good stuff. That was something I obviously needed. What else have we got here? Sean Bro, thank you for coming back. Ben Duncan, yes. What a screw up. I am, not you per se. Now I'm 5, good to see you. And Timiko L, I'm glad that you made it back after that. Yes, sorry, the old link should be dead now, so sorry about that. Hey, KNS TV, thank you. Go check out KNS TV. I went and subscribed to them today. They used one of my tracks and let me know about that today, and the video's cool. In fact, let me go and feature the channel for a little bit, as I can, at least on this half screen. We'll see how well I can get it to display. But yeah, from Kagoshima. But also they used my music on a video that they shot in Tokyo. But here's a bit of a look through. It's a really small channel, but they're making pretty good quality videos. Like, how many subscribers? It doesn't show now that I am. Once you're saved, it doesn't show how many subscribers. But yeah, not many people, like only like a dozen or so, but making videos like a cosplay event in Tokyo, time lapses and so on from Kagoshima, and yeah, making videos, and they're good looking videos, and they're using my music, so you know that they're good, you know that they're using the good stuff, the good quality stuff. So go and check them out, and if you like it, go subscribe. And thank you for using my music, and be sure to check all the music from the Tokyo Digital crew, which is available on SoundCloud. I should put the information for that under this video anyway, but if you just search for Tokyo Digital crew, it's pretty easy to find. But that was pretty sweet, so thank you for using that. Thought I'd shout you guys out. Good of you to be watching there, KNS TV, so good to see you. Hope the music isn't too loud over my speaking, by the way. Is there anyone complaining about that? I guess not. Hopefully not. Who else have we got here? Man, it's a good crowd of people. We've got the Soft Distortion, good to see you. Timiko L, the Master, Gil Ferran, good to see you. Shubus, excellent to see you from Panama again. Sean Bradley, Take Two, that's right, with Jenna Marbles' face, which was supposed to be there all along. Bradley Ford, excellent to see you. Yeah, sorry about making you guys wait for 20 hours. Sorry about that. Brainium, good to see you. Nippon Culture Quest. Hey, Phil Nolan, Kantensai. Man, there's so many people who made it over here, even though this is the crappy second take. Amber, awesome to see you. And yes, that's a wig for me. That's right. I should borrow her wig. That could look good. It could be an improvement. Who knows? There's one thing that actually frustrates me. I'm pretty sure that this would probably... I'm sure that my webcam is crap, because look at the white balance and the sharpness of that from my iPhone camera compared to that. It looks out of focus. You know, there's got to be something with the autofocus on this. It kills me. Just look at that. That's so much clearer from my iPhone. That doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I'm not going to hold up and selfie this for the whole show. Kia ora, Wildfire777, and as a Kiwi, congratulations on winning the World Cup yesterday. That was a bit of good news for New Zealanders, of course. Phoenix, first time you're joining for a month, is that right? Well, that's good to have you back. And no, I've been, and thank you for the invite out, and I'm going to try to get back to you and take you up on that as soon as I can. It's just been crazy lately. And as you can see, I'm a bit all over the place. But yes, anyway, it's good to see all of you guys. I don't have a lot of topics for tonight. I'm not that well prepared, but let's take what we have and run with it. So let's get into it for the topics for tonight. So the first one, boom, topics for Tokyo Tonight on November the 1st, 2015. Nippon Culture Quest. What's going on with that? Yeah, it is frustrating. That should be sharper, you know. That should be fixable. I want to fix it right now. And I'm not going to, because I'm going to do something wrong. I'm going to break something if I do that. But I'm pretty sure if I do this, it will, or the autofocus will pick up. Is it the brightness or something? Well, it's a bit better. Look at that. I just got sharper. Well, that did it. I think that might have done it. I think for the last few weeks I've just been out of focus on my webcam. I think I've just fixed it. Phil Nolan, hot date later, so you're distracted. Well, you know, believe me, you're talking to the best hot date warm-up material I think that's available on the internet. That's actually what a lot of people use this show for. I guess the idea is that, yeah, it's much better to seem kind of cool and disinterested when you're going out on a date rather than super excited, which is why if you listen to me, I will get anyone, even about to go on a hot date, you know, disinterested. And that is the best way to go out, because it'll make it work, trust me. So yes, just keep listening, and your hot date will be a complete success, I assure you. So this is kind of cool, although I can't stand a lot of the people that this is picked quotes from. This is kind of picked quotables. They're not exactly kotowas of it, they're quotables from a bunch of Japanese celebrities. I guess if I ever, you know, suddenly got enough time to do this, it'd be kind of cool to translate, but I quite liked a couple of these. I kind of looked in the beginning and I wasn't so sure about them. Yeah, everyone now wants to hear about the hot date with, well, someone is having a hot date with Phil Nolan, I guess. Yes, we'll want to get an update on that next week, Phil Nolan. These are some quotes from famous Japanese celebrities. I don't necessarily like or endorse all of these celebrities, but there are some pretty good quotes in there. So they go through one by one, and these are kind of recommended, like, quotations. So here's the first one. This is from Beat Takeshi, who of course BOK UNK is a big fan of, and the quote at the top is 勉強するから何をしたいかわかる。勉強しないから何をしたいかわからない。People know what they want to do from studying. People who don't study don't know what they want to do. Kind of the importance of putting, you know, effort and study into anything that you do. It's a nice little quote. It's very quippy. Hey, Musashi Mark, nice to see you. We're doing quotes from Musashi Mark at the moment. And Ahmed Usul, great to see you back, as well as Cooper Town Promotions. Good to see you guys. So that's a pretty good quote. Let's go for number 2. This is another one of the cross-dressing celebrities in Japan. But let's have a look. せめて自分ぐらい自分を 見つめて認めてあげないと自分が救わない。自分の味方になれるのは自分だけ。I don't really like that quote, but okay, it's saying you have to take a good look at yourself and recognize yourself for who you are, or else you can't save yourself. So, the first person to be looking out for yourself has to be yourself. That's a bit of a crappy quote. I like the Beat Takeshi one. Let's try this one. Who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is either. I'm so out of touch with celebrities, but let's try this. 常に今日は明日の準備ですからね。今日やったことは必ず明日に返ってくるんだ。So basically, make sure everything you always treat today as preparation for tomorrow, because everything that you do today is going to come back on you tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I quite like that one. Always treat everything every day as preparation for the next day. That's a good quote. Here's this guy Sekine. I forget his first name and how you pronounce that. Kin or something. I don't know. Stono. But anyway, there are 100 of these. So actually, you know what? I think I might just skip through and just read some short ones. Oh, I really like this guy, Ikigami Akira. So I'm going to read whatever he says anyway. This is a good one as well. He's one of my favorite celebrities. 常におかげさまの気持ちを持ってなんだっけ、励み口や悪口は励み that first kanji there I did not read correctly, but it doesn't matter. 励み、相手の話をじっくり聞く姿勢を持つ。そうすることで好感度や信頼は随分高まるし、伝える力にも一層磨きがかかります。He's just saying that basically always do everything, so osaikomi, I think that's osaikomi, right? So he's saying treat everything with a sense of appreciation for the people, basically as a thanks to you for everything that you say, and always have a position of listening intently to what other people are saying. And basically by doing this, people will like you more, and you'll become more trustworthy, and what you say will have more of an impact. You'll have much more of an impact with the things that you want to say. So yeah, that's pretty good advice. Always just having that, showing a sense of appreciation, feeling a sense of appreciation with all the communications that you have, and with Julie Andrews in the background. So that's right. It's interesting. There's actually this week there was an anniversary of The Sound of Music, which was being featured on Japanese TV, and they were actually going back to the original Austrian village where the movie was set. And there are apparently tours you can do in Austria. And the Austrian people were saying, there's a lot of values I think that they could learn from the movie, which I was thinking, yeah, but that movie was about escaping from Austria because of what it had become at the time. But anyway, I'm a big fan of the movie, and that is Julie Andrews. So that the quote is goodness. This is Sama. He is always good for something. So what does he say? なんともあれないより嫌われる方がまし。好きに変わる可能性が残っているから。So he's saying it's better to be disliked than to be not thought of at all. At least it's possible then that you can still change the impression. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good little quotables here. They're very short. They're very translatable. I think if you're studying Japanese, this is excellent material, as well as being partly sort of inspirational. I'm not sure that's always necessarily a good idea. But yeah. This Kim Watanabe. What does Kim Watanabe say? 生まれつき心が強い人はいない。逆光に強いと言われている人にだって迷いはいっぱいあったはずです。This is another good one. He's saying there's no one who's born with a strong heart, with a firm sort of character. Anybody who looks like they are good at dealing with adversity, certainly I'm sure has been through lots of a sense of being lost, has struggled to get through that. So yeah. Anyway, there's lots of and yeah. See, this person makes me really aggravated. I don't like her at all. And I was actually going to say this is an excellent list, except for the fact that she is on it. She's Devi Sukarno. She is the former mistress, wife, or something of the Japanese of the Indonesian dictator Sukarno. And what does she say? 誰にでもチャンスを訪れているはず。これがチャンスだって思うか思わないか. So it's just about, everybody gets a chance. It's just a question of whether they think of it as a chance or not. I don't like her. I don't like your quote. I don't like you. Southern All Stars. He famously actually said the M word in Japanese on NHK once. I'm sure he has many quotables. Yes, it's hard to yeah. But like I said, they're from entertainers and talento and stuff like that. But there's actually quite a number of good quotes, and I really like the Takeshi one. So take a look through and enjoy. Tokoro Jojo actually has always got good ones, except that's really long. Okay, last one. I'm just going to read this one. 失敗なんかないよ。朝起きて夜布団に入れば大成功。その代わり布団から出たくないってやつはダメだけどね。布団から出ないといいから出ないと。とにかく自分を動かさないとドラマが生まれないもん。Sounds like talking to my 6-year-old in the morning at the moment, but he's saying basically there's no such thing as failure. Just getting out of bed and getting into bed at night in itself is a huge success. On the other hand, not getting out of bed in the morning or not wanting to go up, that's wrong. If you don't want to get out of bed, don't get out of bed. But if you don't move yourself, you're never going to get to experience any drama, which maybe is a good thing. I don't know. So anyway, some quotables. I quite like these, and there's actually quite a lot of good ones there. They're easy to translate, and they a lot of common sense stuff by famous Japanese people. So worth looking. It's in my Flipboard that you can see on the web, or you can follow me, of course, on Flipboard, and the article is in there. It's from a Hatena link, so I wouldn't try writing down the URL for it, but it's a pretty cool thing. Apparently this week the first Beaujolais Nouveau plane landed at Haneda. Of course, Japanese love the Beaujolais Nouveau tradition of French winemaking. The first wine of the season. They celebrate it as a seasonal festival, which when the Japanese heard about this, and Japanese love the passing of the seasons and festivals, and it was like, and the French have wine that goes around this, we must get the first bottle of the season, the freshest wine in the world, so that we get the best wine. I have a lot of French friends who scoff at this pretty loudly, and they see this as proof that the Japanese, although they do buy and consume quite a lot of wine and an increasing amount of wine from France, they actually make a lot of money from them. There's contempt for their ability to distinguish good wine from bad wine. Just to make it simple and clear, Beaujolais Nouveau, I think I put the clip in here actually. There's a great clip from someone sent to me, and I didn't remember it actually, of Steve Martin from the movie The Jerk, when he's trying to show off being a rich guy in a restaurant, and he says, I'll have another bottle of wine, but forget about the 66. I want your freshest bottle of wine. He's trying to show off by saying, he wants a fresh bottle of wine, and that's pretty much what Japan is like with Beaujolais Nouveau. I get it. It's not that they're doing it for the taste. They're doing it for the sense of the festival. And the fact is that they buy out the entire, all the Beaujolais Nouveau and all the best sort of, labels and whatever throughout France, and they fly it over on airplanes to get so that Japanese can experience the opening of the first Beaujolais Nouveau at the same time as in France. And they actually charter airlines, and it's a big deal about chartering these airlines and getting it first, and they pay premium amounts of money for getting the very earliest cases. The thing is that Beaujolais Nouveau, and I'm not a wine taster by any means, I hardly drink, but I know it's crap. I mean, it doesn't take a great deal of sophistication. I would have trouble drinking Beaujolais Nouveau not mixed with Sprite. I've drank wine like that, in Eastern Europe, where they do actually mix it with sugar and Sprite, and even then it's still barely palatable. It is the worst wine in the world, and yet Japan is They're like the Steve Martin from The Jerk, or splashing out, splurging to secure on chartered airlines crates of the freshest wine coming out of France for the new season, and paying exorbitant prices for it. So it's good for everybody. France gets rid of this horrible wine, Japan acquires it, and they want it, and a lot of money exchanges hands, and it's fantastic. But it's a bit like the whole orchard economy of the Dutch. Sooner or later someone's actually going to realize, wait a minute, this wine is actually kind of crap, and this whole festival is a terrible, terrible mistake, and we should stop. But for now, that is yes. The master, you guys drink alcohol 50% wine. That's pretty good. I take it that's not mixing drinks. That's actually having wine and then having something else. I've been in like Romania, and in Romania, well, in the old days, it wasn't so prominent this last time, but yeah, they were like mixing everything. But it's terrible. It was horrible, but I quite like that. I did a blog this week. I wrote another little blog on Facebook. I quite like using Facebook as a thing. And I kind of started to think, well, okay, if I'm going to pay $10 a month, and let's face it, when YouTube Red comes to Japan, I'm one of the people who's likely to pay. One, because YouTubers tend to be the biggest users of YouTube as well. And, I always want access to all the features, and I want to understand what the benefit is. And from what I'm reading, there's a really interesting blog by PewDiePie. Oh, I must have put the PewDiePie blog in here. Yes, I did. He's put apparently he put a blog out this week where he was actually, and let me see if I can actually link to the original blog, was talking about, let's hear it from PewDiePie. Thoughts on YouTube Red. So there's a lot of controversy around it, but so the main thing is you can watch it with ads or whatever. But basically, the conclusion he comes to, and this is pretty long actually. Now that I'm scrolling down, he did a survey. About 40% of his viewers don't use. They use ad blockers. And if there are ad blockers being used by people who are watching videos, apparently that affects the revenue that those videos make. For someone like him who gets lots of endorsements or whatever, that's fine. He's okay. He does it. Ads are annoying. I get it. You don't want to complain about that. But as he says here, for smaller channels, that sort of a number, the ad blocking, can be devastating. Victor himself was talking about how revenue's gone down a lot, even though the views are still the same. And the conclusion. YouTube hasn't put this out, but this is an interesting bit of research by PewDiePie. And given that he's the top YouTuber, it's entirely possible that this has been validated for him. It's actually it's the increasing use of ad blockers by people who watch YouTube that's actually killing the revenue for the small creators that are trying to, do it seriously. And so he's basically saying, that from that perspective, actually the YouTube Red idea of YouTube Red is actually better for small creators than it is for big creators. It's good for big creators as well, obviously, and they will reap some of the benefit of that. And right now, he says it's not clear how much of that will actually go to small creators, but in terms of what is happening with the status quo with people AdSense and stuff like that, apparently the fact that people are using ad blockers and so on a lot, this is what's killing the revenue for smaller creators, and this is the most obvious and simple and straightforward solution to that. And from that perspective as well, if I knew that I was paying, by me paying $10 a month meant that the videos that I was watching would ensure that the people that I'm watching get more revenue, I would actually pay that. I think that and that's how it should. It shouldn't be necessary, but obviously it is necessary because as he says, ad blockers, not YouTube's red price, are the problem. If that's really true, if that's backed up, then I'm kind of with the guy, and I would actually sign up to pay to help solve that. So. And that way, you're not breaking any rules, but you don't have ads, but you're contributing to the creators. If that really is how it works out, and I want verification of that, I'll be first in line to pay actually for YouTube Red for that alone. Although, in terms of the features that I would like with it, obviously I'd love to have all this cable TV type content and stuff like that, but I don't know if that's actually going to be available or what that's about. But I was thinking about what are things I want to see on YouTube anyway that might persuade me to sign up for YouTube Red. I was just thinking there are perks like features as creators that I'd like to have access to. The first one that I've got here is a mobile Hangouts on Air application, something I can use this iPhone that I'm showing you now to actually do this Hangout on Air, even if I'm not at home, even if I'm out and about, because it's happened. I've missed some shows a couple of times because I was outside. Had a few disasters actually trying to set up a Hangout on Air from outside. I know that there are some handsets, some certain, like I think the Sony Xperia handset does allow YouTube Hangouts on Air from mobile. I don't know why it's not all Android and why it's only select sets and whatever, but this has to be rolled out to everybody. If I pay $10 a month and I get access to that feature, boom, I'm paid for it. I'd also love these comments that I'm currently cramming together on the screen like this, if they could like stream across like on Nico Doga. That is an awesome interface for comments. I'd love to have that. I'd also like to be able to have my subscriptions. I mean, I guess this would use up all the memory on my device, but have my subscriptions all load up overnight, so when I'm commuting on the train the next day, I can, I don't need a connection. I can watch them all in HD on my mobile, on my iPad on the way to work or something like that. That would be kind of cool. The other thing I really like is the subscribers. I like channel. I like to be able to custom design channels. Based on basically YouTube lists. I subscribe to hundreds of channels, and I like to be able to organize and arrange those into lists, which I can just click on and watch like TV channels from the latest content from people that I've grouped in certain lists of certain type of vloggers or video content. That would be cool. These are just personal sort of things that I would like. But and yeah, why not give me a boost if I make my stuff more discoverable? I mean, give an incentive. I mean, the creators are the ones who are going to lead this anyway, so you might as well give them something back for it. But yeah, that was my blog and my thoughts of. I was just wondering what would it take as a creator and for YouTube features to get me onto YouTube Red, and that was interesting. A little bit of a self-satisfaction. Eddie Jones, who is leaving Japan to go and coach in South Africa after a very successful stint with the Japanese rugby team, left his thoughts on what the Japanese rugby team needs to do going forward, and it's exactly the same thing that I was talking about. He actually, it's almost, I almost think he read my blog. I'm not being paranoid. I've talked with him a couple of times. He doesn't know me, but I met him around rugby games and so on that I've refereed. And it's a small community here. I don't know. This almost makes me paranoid that he read, because I point out, as he says himself, he's channeling me. How can New Zealand, a country of 4 million people and 1 million sheep, actually we have 50 million sheep, but yes, produce such wonderful rugby team? It's because every team in New Zealand is geared towards producing All Blacks players. The whole country is geared towards this talent scouting system, which Japan just doesn't have, and it doesn't seem interested in having. And just saying that, Japan used to be a joke team when it shouldn't have been. He just makes a lot of the same points that I made, and he's awesome. It's such a shame that we're letting him go. I think they should just pay him whatever amount of money he wants just to keep him in Japan. But hopefully we can get him back for the 2019 World Cup anyway. That'd be pretty cool. And yes, All Blacks won yesterday. We've always wanted. I should just comment on that quickly. New Zealand, as a New Zealander, I guess we've always wanted to play Australia in the final of the Rugby World Cup, but it's never happened until now, because the tournaments have always been structured that we would meet them in one of the earlier games, like a semi-final, and we've lost twice and only beaten Australia once when we've played them in the World Cup before yesterday. We beat them 3 times a year for like 4 years in a row, but the one time they beat us is in the World Cup, and this has happened multiple times, and the Australians are really, really good at rubbing it in and making us feel crap about it. So it was really, really nice. I mean, the game yesterday, honestly, it was never really in doubt. The All Blacks were so in control of the game. It wasn't exactly boring, but you almost thought they could have actually opened up on them even more, and they could have put more points on. If Ben Smith hadn't been sin-binned, if the fullback hadn't been sin-binned when he was sin-binned, we probably would have got a few more tries, and Australia wouldn't have gotten any. So it was a really, really good win. I mean, in a way, it's what we expected would have happened in 1991, 95, 99, 2003, 2007. All of those times that we always went into the tournament's favourite, expecting to win, and it never happened, and we all just got incredibly depressed. It just happened the way it was supposed to happen every other time. So, it's something that I would It was good. It feels good that the world is as it should be, and Japan got such a great result. And there was actually a really good suggestion from a New Zealand newspaper for the 2019 tournament, which is to have a plate tournament. It's funny, you go from the pools to just having these like 8 games, and the final like 4 weeks with the playoffs, and just have a tournament for the third place teams as well, so that you have something for the lower ranked teams to play for. Which I agree would be a really good idea, in which Japan would have gotten into that tournament, as would have England, as would have Tonga. It would have been a good playoff. So, yeah, it's a good idea anyway. But very good job, Eddie Jones, and Otsukaresama desu, and good luck in South Africa. And please come back and coach Japan again for the next World Cup. PewDiePie, a really thought-provoking blog here, and if you're a YouTube creator, you should go and read it, actually. I know a lot of people here are very vehemently against the idea of YouTube Red. I'm still reserving judgment on it, but this is a pretty persuasive. This is an angle on it that I hadn't considered, and it's pretty persuasive. So yeah, it's interesting. So the master, you've got a OnePlus, but you can install the Xperia live streaming app. Damn, I got the wrong phone. This Xiaomi phone piece of crap I got in China, and I thought I could hack it, and even when I took it to the Xiaomi shop in Malaysia and they were going to completely reformat it and install the Malaysian OS, they couldn't even do that. It's so locked down. I don't know, it's almost like it must be a hardware block on it. I don't really understand that, but France did get its ass kicked. Yeah, it was a beautiful game. I mean, that was like the best rugby I've seen in a long time, although unfortunately it was only being played by one team against the other. Yes, sorry, just coming back. Yeah, if you could get that on a OnePlus. But this is the thing, why I don't understand why Google isn't just making this a baked-in part of Android and part of the YouTube app. Which reminds me, I want to show you guys something cool about the YouTube app, which I just discovered this week and I didn't realize. How about that? Let me just digress. The thing is, yeah, I think it's okay. So if you go to the YouTube app, the new YouTube app, and a lot of people don't like a lot of people don't like new stuff ever, and there's a lot of complaints about the YouTube app. And this is a little bit awkward to navigate, I admit. But so the new YouTube app is kind of cool because it's actually it combines like your own stuff, so I can check out my own videos and my own playlists and stuff here. I can also check out my subscriptions. I do like that there's a dedicated subscriptions, and there's a real emphasis on subscriptions now. And there's a whole stream of all the latest subscription videos that comes up. I like this. This is a positive change. And there's a home thing with all of the recommended videos that, yes, it knows that I like to watch John Oliver and comedy vids and so on, and I've been watching rugby and so on lately. But what I didn't realize just looking at this was, okay, I think you have to go to your personal thing, and there's a little up arrow there, right, an upload one, which, okay, I thought, well, that must be for uploading a video. But you click on that, and this is actually incorporated. You can almost see the lad there. I'm going to be careful with that and just try to find a clip that is cool. But yeah, you can actually, what's a good one? I'll tell you what, this one you can't see his face, and it's kind of cool because he's kicking stuff. So look at this. You can actually, this has actually got incorporated in with the YouTube capture functionality. You can trim the video. Check that out. You can add filters. Oh, look at this. Check this out. Live filters, which actually the YouTube capture app doesn't have. Yeah, the old 8mm one always looks pretty good. Documentary style. This is pretty sweet. Plus, you go on top of that, you can actually add music to it as well. This is all within the YouTube app for iOS. And of course, it's got the full library, the YouTube music library here, and that's pretty cool. But you can also go featured by mood or whatever. But you can also go on device. And so, for example, I take my SoundCloud stuff, which I keep on my iPhone. So if I go down to SoundCloud, boom, I can add my SoundCloud music and I can make music videos on this. The only problem is, and I gave 2 bits of feedback about this because I was asked how do I like it. I was like, holy crap, I didn't even ever realize that that little red up arrow had all of the stuff behind it. My feedback is that you have to be able to combine clips and have multiple clips. I want a title, an intro and stuff, and you want to have an overlay for a title. I want to be able to say this is this music video by me and have multiple clips. But if you can do that with the rest of the stuff that's here, boom, you know, that is like awesome, and this is baked into the iOS YouTube app. I had no idea about that. But and Joseph Mulan, I don't play Spite, and I don't know what that is. But yeah, I noticed that the Creator Studio app also got updated, and in a way, it's almost confused now. I think almost all of this should be inside the Creator app, but that was really cool. I didn't actually realize that stuff that was there. That's actually now better than the YouTube Capture app, which I guess is like now redundant, given that all that stuff is already baked in there. So that was kind of cool. Jenna Marbles is coming to Japan for the YouTube Fan Fest in Japan. I think it's like November 15 or sometime around there. And she's done an awesome video where she actually features a number of people's videos, including La Vida Izumi, Rachel and Jun, and Hiro Kotero, and actually there's a few other people I know who are involved with Japanese Pod 101, and they get featured. She actually takes a go, tries out different Japanese language learning sites, and she's trying them out. It's actually quite a good video just for Japanese learning resources, and it's actually quite just fun to see her trying to learn and actually doing quite well. Just phonetically learning Japanese. I was super impressed with this, and she's coming to Japan, so I'm not unfortunately going to be able to go to any of those events while she's here, so I guess I'm not going to have a chance to meet her, but there'll be a lot of people I guess are going to have a chance to meet her, which would be pretty cool. There's been a few of these lately actually. Some people have been featuring the channels you must follow for Japan, and it is interesting. I guess these represent maybe the top profile channels in Japan right now, and they are. There's Rachel and Jun, Texan in Tokyo, totally endorsed that. Japanese Man Yuta, totally endorsed that. Kemushi-chan has been kicking ass lately. I don't know if you guys, she's been around forever, and she wasn't really that busy making videos for a long time, but just lately she has suddenly started making really well produced, really awesome videos, and I am a huge fan of hers. Charlotte in Japan is always good, and you guys all know her. Okano TV, it's kind of funny, they've really been coming up as well. They're working very hard at the YouTube thing, and they do very well. And Michaela, she's always been awesome. So, you know, in terms of, it's an interesting top 7 list. It's interesting that Victor doesn't get on that list, because he's always been like one of the first people to get onto these lists. But there again, it's good to see new, fresh names coming through, and a lot of people deserving of attention getting attention. So that is pretty cool. The first Democrat debate with the bad lip reading. I love bad lip reading. That is so awesome, and you have to go watch that if you like that. Tokyo Reporter, which is awesome if you want to follow kind of, you know, the underworld of Japan. But pictures from Roppongi for during the week for Halloween parties. Yeah, you can see what how Halloween is celebrated in Japan. It's kind of awesome. In fact, it's actually probably as big or bigger maybe than America. If you take out, certainly as an adult event, it is probably safe to say it's bigger than. It is bigger than maybe certainly than New Zealand anyway. The kids thing isn't so big, but just as a cosplaying going out, it's pretty cool. This desk, I want this desk. I want to make all my videos lying down at this desk from now on. It's actually built like a dentist chair. It's kind of amazing. I saw the video for it. It's a little bit excessive, but yeah, it's kind of cool. And you know what? We're running out of time here. Well, this is a big one actually. So the United Nations, what is her name? There's a UN investigator was sent to Japan to look at the sexual exploitation of children, and she talked with a bunch of people, including was repeating a lot of the information on things like Vice's JK business type thing, just talking about the sexual exploitation, the JK business, the idea of high school girls for business, and Phil Nolan, we're all deserving of attention. Yes, you are as well. But yeah, it's kind of, there is one thing, apparently the translator made a mistake when they were giving a press conference about this to the Japanese Press Association, where she threw out a figure that 30% of Japanese high school girls are involved in the sex trade. apparently she meant to say 13, but even 13 to me sounds kind of excessive and kind of ridiculous. I think if you go all the way out to adulthood and you include like non-sex jobs, such as being hostesses and stuff like that, which, you know, just pouring drinks and stuff like that, yeah, maybe you would get up to 13%. But so there are some people who have criticized the, you know, they've picked up on that one aspect of the press conference that was held for Japanese press about this. But that said, you know, she's gone and she's pointed out that although Japan has introduced a child pornography law, it excludes manga still, and said that needs to be fixed, and that's upset a lot of people. A lot of people have zoomed in on that one kind of mistake by the translator. That's what the UN is saying. But she kind of highlights what is still, you know, what can still be seen as many of the shortcomings still in Japan's system in this area. Yeah, 13 is still too high, I think, as well, but it's interesting anyway. And maybe this is the last one that I've got on my list, 10 places that you can go within, pretty close to Tokyo, within 3 hours of Tokyo, and see beautiful starry skies, which you can see actually because one, it's very mountainous near Tokyo, and most of the wind blows out to sea from Tokyo. So yeah, you can actually just go up into the mountains. In Japan, I mean, there's a lot of Japanese astronomers that have discovered comets. I mean, Japan has some probably much better quality than it deserves, skies. That said, I used to live in the mountains in New Zealand, and I've seen nights that look like that. And that's why I became an astronomy geek when I was a kid, because the night skies in New Zealand in the mountains were just crazy when I was a kid. But yeah, I want to take the lad out to some of these spots actually. That's partly why I saved this. Just because you do have some awesome night skies if that's your thing. You know, you've got beaches, mountains, everything very close to Tokyo, and that is why I love that. And by the way, yes, Joseph Mulan, you were right. Abroad in Japan absolutely deserves to be on that list actually. Yes, I think he's actually deserves to be recognized as one of the top channels. For tracks, I was making a new track just before, but I actually have some I was just making a track before, but I've actually uploaded 2 tracks this week. They were actually requested by a YouTuber, Rembot, who actually used one of the tracks for a 3D, a CG sculpture video that she made. Oh yeah, which I should actually show. That's really, really cool. She's also got a brand new channel. I only got like 2 videos on it, but she plans to be making more. And yeah, worth supporting. So where is her thing? It is... Come on, I'm sure I saved it in here. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Maybe I put it under my content, because she used my track. Anyway, there's a track called Rembot Flow that I made for her this week, and it's really, really cool. And her video of sculpting. You know what? I'm not going to find it in here. Let me just try a little bit more. Can't find it. Okay, well, I'm just going to play the track anyway. It came out really cool. I was really happy with it. And boom. So I guess I want to listen to it. I'm going to play this as the outro. I've actually got 2 tracks which came out. So let me. So that is it, Rembot Flow. The other one, Seasons of the City, which I also uploaded this week. That is up on my SoundCloud. Go check that if you like good music. And I don't watch Nerdcubed. I'm going to check that out. Oh, someone actually put a video recommending that this week, so I'm starting to watch it now. Sorry, someone said turn it up, so I turned it up. See you guys. I'll show you the other track while I'm here. My pleasure. Thank you for coming, and have a good night, everyone. Good night all. Have a good night. See you next week. Sorry for the hiccups in the beginning. Yeah, Cooper Town Productions, consider it done. Consider it done. Anyway, I'm going to sign out, but thank you for that. Thank you for your patience at the beginning of the show, and have a good night, everyone. And don't forget to check out the tunes on SoundCloud and my Flipboard every week. We've got lots of awesome stuff for you guys to read, and see you later. Peace. Good day.